everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Josh and I am just an average Joe day trader. Guys, if you're new, you're here for the first time, thank you for stopping in to check out the channel. If you don't know what the Average Joe Day Trader channel is all about, let me tell you real quickly that my goal for this channel is to find the bulls, to find the top, the best, the cream of the crop day trading stocks that you can use yourself to get in and out every day and make a profit, take a profit, get rich together with just a little bit every day, right? I used to have a leader in my corporate world that used to say, I don't need you to get a lot better right away. I just need you to get a little bit better every single day. And the goal for this channel is to help you as subscribers. So hit the subscribe button, but as subscribers, together as a community, for all of us to make a little bit or a lot, depending on how much money you're using to trade, but at least a little bit of money every single day so that you feel accomplished in the market and you don't lose money, because you've got to lose support and resistance. You've got to use your candlestick knowledge. And I have a lot of videos on this channel that tell you about the best candlesticks for entry and exit and tell you about simplified support and resistance levels and how to chart on your charts, on your stocks, to understand where those resistance and support levels live. And anyway, let's get right into it, guys. But if you're first time here, hit that subscribe button for me, guys. And for those of you that are back, repeats, thank you, guys. Thank you so much for helping us grow this channel. Hit the like button for me. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And let's get right into talking about the market. So first and foremost, the S&P 500, guys. If you've never heard me say this, many of you that are watching and watch my videos know that I go to bed looking at the S&P 500. I wake up looking at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 for me, yes, it's comprised of over 500 companies, actually 513 or 14 companies that make up the S&P 500, but 157 of those companies specific to tech sector are the ones that drive the S&P 500. NVIDIA, okay, the Magnificent Seven stocks, Meta, Google, okay, NVIDIA, okay, Apple. Those are the ones that drive the S&P 500 and cause the S&P 500 to run up or run down based on what they're doing. And so I look at the S&P 500 to understand, for me personally, those big Magnificent Seven stocks drive several of my smaller tech stocks that I day trade every day. APLD, Applied Digital, is a great example of that. I trade APLD just about every single day. And in my trade of that, I know that if APLD is running down, if I go to the chart and look at NVIDIA, NVIDIA is going to be running down. If NVIDIA is running down, guess what? Yes, you got it, guys. The S&P 500 is also running down. So on my charts, on my Webull account, my Webull charts, and I am not a paid advertiser or sponsor for Webull, but on my Webull account, I have the comparison line on every chart, every stock that I trade for the S&P 500, and it shows me right on my stock. I'm going to put up here on a picture of what it looks like, but I have a yellow line that shows me the S&P 500, and I can see what that trend is doing for my traditional stocks, my tech stocks, and what I'm in as a trade, and it gives me a better understanding all day of what the S&P 500 is doing. So I know, hey, this stock's about to turn and take a drop, and maybe I'm in profit. I need to get out of it before it does do that. Or, hey, it's turning finally into my favor. This is a great entry point. Let me buy into this stock now and let it run up so that I can make money that way as well. But definitely do that, guys. Now, if you don't have a Webull account and you're interested in opening a Webull account, go down in the description below. You're going to see a link for that in my descriptions. And you can get up to 20 free fractional shares of stock. It's free money, guys, just for opening your account and funding that account based on how much you use to fund your account. You will get a specific number of stocks, but you can get up to 20 free fractional shares of stock. And guys, why not? Why not open an account just to get the free stock? It's free money they're giving you to join their brokerage account. And I love Webull, guys. I love the Webull account, the Webull brokerage account. Anyway, enough advertising for somebody who doesn't even pay me. Let's talk more about the stocks themselves that did really well today. So I'm going to kind of throw them out there to you guys. You know, APLD obviously had at least 3 opportunities, and I'm going to put it up on the screen here, and I'm going to circle them in green. at least 3 opportunities where it bottomed out, got down into the mid tens, into the mid to high $10 range, and ran back up towards $11. Good opportunities to make money on APLD today, guys. I did. Serve Robotics was another one that made good money. SoundHound was able to run up green. I did not use SoundHound today. BBAI was another one that had a really nice run up 2 days in a row for a really nice low entry and exit point. But guys, these are some of the top day trade stocks that I have in my list. And if you are interested in knowing the full list, then please go to some of my other videos and you can watch as I talk about those. And then there were several other stocks, guys, that are higher dollar amount. Oklo, OKLO, is one of them. Obviously, NVIDIA, Meta, Palantir, all higher priced, but very good day trade running stocks. Listen, hear me out, guys. Today, the stock market performed very well in the morning hours. Then in the afternoon hours, the stock market took a drop. And you heard me talk about it. It was expected. But Fed Chair Jerome Powell, he did get up and talk about the Fed tax rate cuts. There's no secret, guys. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I'm not a huge fan of Jerome Powell. I don't know what it is about Jerome Powell that it rubs me the wrong way. And that's just being totally honest with you guys. It has nothing to do with politics. But he does butt heads with Trump all the time. And, I do believe that despite whether you voted for Trump or not, or you're a Republican or Democrat, a liberal, guys, I honestly don't care about any of that because you can make money in a stock market as a day trader, no matter who is in the White House, no matter who is in the Fed. Okay, you can make money. There's stocks every day that provide opportunity if you understand the sectors. But every time that guy gets up in front of the podium, the stock market literally crashes. Yes, and I'm being dramatic as I always am. It's not a crash, but it drops every time. All that guy has to do is say, hello, my name is Jerome Powell, and the stock market drops down. And it did it today. Here, I'm going to show you, in the S&P 500 right here, where it was clear, okay? And here, even APLD, look at this drop. Look at NVIDIA, okay? Look at Tesla. It doesn't matter what stock, what sector, they drop when Jerome Powell talks. And what did he do today? He got up in front of the podium and said, hey, guess what, everybody? I'm still not going to drop the rates. I'm still not going to cut the tax rates. But what he said was there's still plan sometime twice in 2025 to cut the rate, okay? Twice somewhere in 2025, we're going to cut the rate. He said that. But he said that inflation still is at a place where he's not considering cutting the rates. So it's like we're talking out both sides of the mouth. Hey, until inflation does this, I'm not cutting the rates. But there is 2 planned rate cuts. Okay, I see that chocolate cake right there, and I'm trying to lose weight. And I'm not going to eat the cake because I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm going to eat the cake at some point. Okay, at some point I'm going to eat that cake, even though I'm not going to eat the cake. So anyway, I don't get it. I never comprehend, I never understand it, and it caused the market to drop. And so now we're having to recover in certain stocks. But what it does do for us as retail day traders is it allows us an opportunity to buy the dip. And I say it all the time, guys. Buy the dip. The 1% are the ones that wait for the stocks to drop in chaos and turmoil, and they buy it and scoop it all up, and they're the ones that make all the money on the up. You don't have to be sitting on the sidelines afraid of the market. You can be part of that 1% that makes that money, guys. All right. So look and see what's going on in the market. And when the market gets to the point where those stocks drop and dip, buy the dip. Now, this is not financial advice. This is what Josh does. Josh is trying to be like the 1%ers because I want to make money that I can later in life say, I made that money. I'm retired now and I can enjoy it because I did the right thing based on my understanding of the market, my understanding of the stocks, what was happening, And hey, I even remember when Israel and Iran were in their conflict and all these stocks dropped to a super low price and I bought in and I made a ton of money during that time. It was a terrible time in history while this was going on. But guess what? It helped me to get to a point where later in life I could retire and even help my kids, help my grandkids with their lives when I move on, when I pass on and I go to be in heaven and they're benefiting from what I did now. Okay. You guys can do that too. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking advantage of situations and circumstances in the stock market to help you make more money. I actually had an individual that I talk to daily as part of the Discord that I belong to that was telling me he felt guilty about that. He's making a lot of money, right? He does options trading. He's a big time options trader, has a huge account, way more than I could ever imagine right now. And he's an options guy. And he tells me, like, part of him is super excited about how much money he's making. Part of him feels almost guilty because there are people literally dying in this conflict, but he's benefiting from the fact that there's this conflict and making money. And I basically said, listen, I get it. I know where you're coming from. I understand you could feel guilty, but whether that was occurring or not, let's say it wasn't a war, it wasn't a conflict in Israel and Iran, and it was some sort of a missed filing or a fraud or something going on with politics that caused the market to drop. Would you feel bad buying the stock while it's low and it go up and you make money that time? No. So don't feel bad about it now. And there's a whole psychology, guys. I'm actually planning on making a couple videos about the psychology of trading because psychology is a huge part of day trading or investing or being a stock trader, okay, in the stock market. You cannot be emotional. You cannot be emotional in trading stocks. You cannot be, because you will fail miserably and you'll quit and you'll never do it again. You'll never trade again because of the emotional perspective of it. And I do have some thoughts on making some videos about that, and I'll get those out there, hopefully in the next couple weeks, couple months, depending on, the time I have available to make those videos. And I'll throw that in the training video playlist because I think it is sort of like training. You have to train yourself mentally as well as in an education, understanding how to trade. But anyway, guys, obviously what's going on in the world, in the news, always affects the market, always affects what's going on. I'm gonna put a couple of screenshots up here. I've got a one guy that he's addicted to this website where you get to track flights, and all day long in our Discord, he's throwing pictures up of around Israel and around Iran and all that whole area and the airspace, what it looks like right now compared to like anywhere else in the world, where you see, there's normal behavior for flight patterns and all that. And then there's over Israel and over Iran. And it's unbelievable the number of planes and the tracks that we have, based on this conflict. And in the news, this morning I was listening to news. They were talking about how we really do own the airspace. Israel and the United States are in full control of Iranian airspace right now. And so there's a lot of talk about that, what's going on. And I haven't gotten caught up in the news yet. I'm on my way home, and I plan to sit down and watch some news and kind of get caught up a little bit. It's been a very long day in my corporate life, but I want to get caught up and understand that and see what's happening in the news because it's important to understand what's going on there. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys. Keep an eye on the market tonight. If you do that, it's almost 8 o'clock. And so the market will be completely shut down tonight. There is no trading tomorrow, guys. The market is closed tomorrow for Juneteenth. So don't expect to be in the market tomorrow. But let me tell you what I am looking forward to. Because there's no market open tomorrow morning, number one, we sort of can take the day off from that perspective, but the market opens back up at 8 p.m. and then runs into overnight trading. I will be curious to see what the S&P 500 does between tonight, when it shuts down at 8 o'clock for the night, for the day, and reopens tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And many times when we come through a holiday or a holiday weekend, there's a gap up or a gap down. I'm hoping for a gap up. I want to see some of these stocks gap up because then I know that historically the market will run in an up pattern when the market first opens at 4 a.m. and runs up through to the 9:30 bell. APLD has been performing very well in the pre-market hours into the bell, the bell ring. And I've been making a lot of money between 8 o'clock and 9:30, in APLD and some other stocks. I don't recommend that you all do that because you've got to really sit and kind of monitor it and see what's happening with it. But I do recommend that if you're new into day trading, let the market open at 9:30 and watch how the stocks perform and see which direction the stock's going. Because if you opens up like APLD today opened up in a huge red candle, and it dropped and it dropped and it dropped. And it was good to see that, because then I know, okay, once I feel I've hit that bottom and I know I have something like double tweezers or I see the doji handles, I know that it's my entry point. You can do that too, right? And then get in and let it ride up for a period of time, watch it, sell and get out. Take profit when you're green, get out. Don't be greedy. Don't overstay your welcome. But like I said, I like to see what happens between tonight, 8 p.m. and 8 p.m. tomorrow night through the nighttime hours into the 4 a.m. Open for the market on Friday morning. And I will be sitting glued, ready to see what it's going to do. I recommend that to you guys as well. Anyway, guys, listen, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And guys, drop me some comments. I've had some really, really good questions from some of the subscribers, and keep them coming because I enjoy that. I enjoy you sharing your journey, your day trade, your financial investing journey, and get to answer and provide you some of my feedback or my advice. Again, not financial advice, but just how I look at it from my perspective, my opinion, because I'm able to do that on the channel, provide you my opinion, and thank you for letting me do that. We will see you guys on Friday, ready to go with the market open. So thank you guys so much for being back into this video, and Josh out. Peace.